Hi, this is Lamia Walker from HouseSitMatch, and today we have a special guest, Deborah East, who's house sitting in Spain with her family. And we're going to ask her a few questions about how it is to house sit with your family. So welcome, Deborah. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you very much for having me, Lamia. Delighted to be here, delighted.
Oh, I'm so pleased it's going well, and I can see one of your pet charges there with you. He's adorable. What's his name?
This one's Elsie, and we have lovely Willow, who's asleep at the moment on the marble on the fireplace, so that's the coolest area.
Oh, lovely. Well, it looks like a lovely house sit. Listen, so what prompted you to start house sitting with your family?
Well, it was a double-pronged approach, to be quite honest. First of all, my two twin girls, Charlotte and Emily, they would love a dog back in the UK. But because we're both working, it's quite difficult to manage work and manage pets. So we thought we'd come out here, and with there being two dogs, Elsie and Willow, and two cats, it would give them the perfect opportunity to look after a pet without actually having the full-time responsibilities. The second angle really we went from is where we are staying here. This villa is absolutely fantastic. It comes complete with a pool, a huge amount of grounds, and simply in the school holidays we would not be able to afford anything like this. So for us, staying in this kind of accommodation is an absolute treat and something we would never actually be able to afford to do ourselves.
Oh, Deborah, that sounds fantastic. I mean, what an ideal holiday. It really sounds a treat with entertainment built in for the children.
It's so good. And the lady and gentleman that own this house, because they have grandchildren, it's really, really set up. The girls have got bunk beds. There's a snug area with card games and board games. There's a pool table. It's endless entertainment. They've even left one of those PlayStations for them to play with. So my girls are absolutely, if they're not in the pool, then they're in that snug area. And again, you know, just so fantastically set up for them. Couldn't ask for more.
Well, it sounds like it's been a good match then. I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted. That's great news. So how is it house sitting in a new location? Because I don't think you've been to this part of Spain before, have you?
No, it's interesting actually. Yesterday we decided to do a little trip out to a place called East, about 20 minutes away. And I've done a bit of searching on the internet of what to go and see, the old church, the old town, a beautiful botanical garden. However, when we got there, little did we know, but there's a great big festival going on. All the roads were closed, so we couldn't get to where we wanted to go, but we had the absolute best time. All the streets were lined up with all the local and traditional food. It was incredibly reasonable to eat. We spent a beautiful time in the park because apparently Italy, I've since found out, has the biggest amount of palm trees anywhere else in Europe. So the whole, it's a city, but it doesn't feel like a city, a lovely town, but just packed full of greenery. It was spectacular to see.
Oh, that's fantastic. Gosh, I'm breathtaking, actually. It sounds fabulous. You know, one of my next questions is really about the pets and how you're getting on with the pets, but I can see how you're getting on with the pets. That's he's obviously having a great time, Alfie, there. You involve the children in looking after the pets?
Yeah, absolutely. They've got their job. So Charlotte's in charge of the water for the dogs, and she makes sure that there's ice cubes in there in the morning and in the evening. And Emily feeds them at bedtime. Willow it's Elsie who has a little pill morning and evening. So we're very careful. We've got a big tick on rota so no one gets confused of who's done what. But what's really sweet is both dogs, when it's their bedtime, they go to bed and they have a bedtime biscuit and they know to stay there for them. So yeah, we've all got our jobs for the pets. There are actually two cats around, but we don't see them very often. But that's cats for you, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I know you're a cat owner yourself, so you know those routines.
Yeah, Jessica, our cat, lovely. She's about 15 years old. Yeah, we are all real, you know, pet lovers. Can't say enough. I mean, the beauty, I have to say, in Spain, it is so hot, you don't have to walk the dogs. So your job here becomes a lot easier. It is literally just watering them and feeding them and loving them.
Oh, that's wonderful.
This one's like a you can't go to the bathroom without this one following you.
Oh, that's wonderful. So they like they like your friendship and companionship then. That's great. And what about looking after the property? I know that's often something that house sitters are concerned about. A new property, they're not sure what to do, what the routines are. I'm assuming the homeowner has documented the things she wants you to do, obviously how to look after the pets, but cleaning the pool, managing the laundry, all of that kind of stuff. Have you been given a good brief?
Yeah, Sally and Paul were really good, and we spent quite a long period of time with them when we first arrived. Got on with them like a house on fire. Found out that we actually have mutual friends, which is yeah, it was all documented. And I think Steph quite likes the pool. He does all the pool. He's in charge of pool maintenance and cooking. I'm in charge of looking after the girls, I suppose, and the cleaning. And the girls are looking after the pets. So it works quite well. But no, I think communication is key. I think you would need to definitely meet the owner on arrival and have a little tour round, because this is a big property. You've got utility rooms, you've got little granny annex, there are outbuildings everywhere, there's a workshop, there's the pool room over here, there's quite a lot, really. It's not a lot of work, but you do need to know how it all functions.
Oh, no, I can understand. It's good to have a good conversation with the homeowner, certainly ahead of time, if not when you're there. And what do you think is the most important thing when trying to arrange a house sit somewhere new, like you've gone to a new country? So what's the most important thing, do you think, in preparation for such a house sit?
I think definitely communication. We did go a bit wrong, actually. I had in my head we needed to be here really early, and we were in Alicante at 9:30 in the morning. So that tells you what sort of time coming from the Buckinghamshire area we had to get up and get there. It actually turned out we didn't need to be here until really late afternoon, early evening. So that was an error on my part, really, because I'm just so keen to get a book to get here. But the house, if you can Skype in with your homeowner beforehand, I 100% recommend it. We did do that, but that was literally a week before we came out here. But I think right up front, even if you can, before booking the flight, so that you can have a one-to-one conversation and just understand totally, who's doing what and when.
Well, that's fantastic. It sounds like you've certainly learned through this experience.
Definitely.
And do you have a number one tip for people wanting to try house sitting, maybe with a family? Any suggestions?
I would say pick your location. As a family, we are very happy to be on our own, if I'm honest, and to have our own space and not speak to an English person for a week. That 100% suits us, and we like that. We like, going to the traditional supermarkets and trying to immerse ourselves in the culture as much as we possibly can. Maybe that isn't for everybody. You could call it isolated. We love it, but I would say that think carefully about where you are going to stay. We've got a hire car, there's a local shop that's 10 minutes away, but you would have to be able to be careful. If you're not driving, you could find yourself a bit cut off, I suppose. So you would need to work out where to stay very carefully, I think.
So consider the location and the property and the requirements of the house sit then, I guess.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, but in this case, it sounds like you've had an ideal house sit match.
I tell you what, absolutely perfect house sit match. Absolutely perfect. I can honestly say we just couldn't ask for more. I mean, everybody's happy. The pets are happy. That is number one. We have come here to pet sit. They've been made such a fuss over by the girls all the time, and they're quite old dogs. They do need that love. In fact, Willow, who's asleep on the marble, is partially blind and partially deaf. So, does need that kind of love and things, because they can't hear very well, can't see very well. But no, just looking after them, isn't it? We are looking after the pets, and this location and villa is looking after us. Definitely, we're all spoiled, Lamia, basically.
Oh, I'm thrilled. I'm really happy. Well, listen, we'll have to check in on you again at the end of the house sit when you're preparing for the homeowners coming back. So maybe check in again soon.
Definitely. Love to speak to you anytime. Really great to speak to you. And thank you very much for all your help with getting this organised.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Definitely use HouseSitMatch again. And, great always there and incredibly knowledgeable. And I think what your company provides is because you know your homeowners and house sitters very well. That's why the match works, because you have got that personal touch, and that's why I would always come to you.
Oh, Deborah, well, thank you very much. I hope you have a lovely 2 weeks, and we'll catch you again soon.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.